At least 25 Palestinians were killed in Israeli strikes amid a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where famine has been officially declared for the first time in the Middle East. In yet another tragic escalation of violence, at least 25 Palestinians were killed on Saturday as Israeli airstrikes and gunfire targeted people on their way to aid centers and makeshift shelters. Among the dead were women and children who had been seeking refuge in tents. The information was confirmed by local hospitals, painting a grim picture of the humanitarian crisis unfolding in the region. The violence comes as global alarm grows over the deepening food crisis in Gaza. The Integrated Food Security Phase Classification (IPC), the world's leading food crisis assessment agency, has officially declared a famine in Gaza City, the first ever recorded in the Middle East. The declaration comes after 2.5 months of near-total blockade imposed by Israel on Gaza. Although some aid is now being allowed through the U.S.-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation (GHF), it is insufficient to meet the urgent needs of the population. According to Nasser Hospital, early morning Israeli strikes in southern Gaza claimed at least 14 lives, most of them women and children. The attacks targeted displacement tents in Khan Yunis, where families had taken shelter after fleeing from other bombed-out areas. Avid Abu Agala, a grieving relative who lost 2 nephews in the strike, said there is no safe place left in Gaza. Bombing is happening in the north, in the south, everywhere. The Sheikh Radwan Field Hospital reported 5 more deaths from Israeli gunfire near the Zikim crossing, where civilians had gathered in hopes of receiving aid. Another 6 people were confirmed dead in separate incidents across Gaza, as per hospital sources and the Palestinian Red Crescent. The IPC report has added substantial pressure on the international community, revealing that 1/4 of Gaza's population, about 500,000 people, are facing catastrophic hunger and are on the brink of starvation. Israel has rejected the report, calling it false. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office claimed that Hamas is deliberately withholding food from hostages and civilians to fuel international outrage. Israeli officials insisted that they have allowed sufficient humanitarian aid into Gaza during the ongoing conflict. The Israeli Defense Forces (IDF) have confirmed that their troops are operating in several areas of Gaza City, including the Zaytown neighborhood, and hinted at the launch of a major ground offensive in the coming days. International medical NGO Doctors Without Borders (MSF) reported that their clinics are seeing a surge in patient numbers, as fresh waves of civilians are displaced due to continued bombings. As the conflict grinds on and famine tightens its grip on Gaza, aid organizations and global leaders are calling for an immediate ceasefire and full humanitarian access to avert birth.